Yes, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Warzone Jones coming right back at you, pro wrestling lady type of view. And I just got to watching FastLane 27, and I gotta say, this show wasn't good. It was barely okay. And the reason why I say that is because, we got a couple of matches that really wasn't like worth nothing. We got a couple of filler matches that are definitely forgettable. And don't get me wrong, like when we got towards the end, it definitely gave us something worth talking about, but it might come off controversial to a lot of people. But on with the review. We'll talk about the whole pay-per-view right now, basically. So we're gonna start with the first match. Let me get my notes. First match was Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe, and you already know Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe are two talented wrestlers. They wrestled each other before on the independent scene, so I'm pretty sure there's a chemistry that is there. These guys went out there, they had a pretty damn good match. Arguably the best match of the night. Arguably. Samoa Joe goes out there and, he looked like himself. He looked like the Destroyer. He looked like the guy that they're building him up to be. So he went out there, he looked great. Sami Zayn, he went out there, he had a hard fought, but at the end of the day, he didn't win. It was Samoa Joe. He wins with with his chokehold, the Conquista clutch. They don't let Samoa Joe do his muscle buster finisher. From what I hear, sorry if you heard that. That's my phone. But from what I hear, they let Samoa Joe. He can't do his muscle buster finisher anymore because apparently he hurt somebody with it. So from what I hear, it is banned in the WWE. That is. So he can't do a muscle buster finisher anymore. And I remember when I first saw Samoa Joe, and I saw that finisher move, I remember I liked that finisher move, because that's the finisher move that looked like it hurts and could really finish somebody. But chokehold is better than nothing. Next, we had a tag team match for the Raw Tag Team titles, which was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus, of course, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Now, there are loads of people who love Big Cass and Enzo Amore and just waiting for these guys to get those tag team titles because these guys are so entertaining. They're just so interesting to listen to on the mic. But although they're so interesting to listen to on the mic, they still didn't get it done in the ring. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they defended their tag team titles. They, of course, cheated. It was either Luke Gallows or Carl Anderson had pinned Enzo Amore, and Enzo Amore had his foot on the rope, but one of the other guys, either Luke Gallows or Enzo Amore, had excuse me, not Enzo Amore, either Luke Gallows or Carl Anderson had removed Enzo Amore's foot off the rope as the referee was counting 1, 2, 3. The referee didn't see it, so they did definitely cheat to win. So I don't know if their feud is going to continue. It probably will on to WrestleMania. And the match was just okay, by the way. Like, it wasn't a bad match or anything like that, but it was just an okay, average match. Next match was Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. This match was basically complete domination for Nia Jax. She went out there, she looked like a beast. So she's the monster here, the monster heel for the women's division, and she looked like a beast. She dominated pretty much most of the match, but although she definitely dominated most of the match, it's the end that matters the most. It's the way you finish, and this is how it finished. Sasha Banks pins a 1, 2, 3. That's how it ended. Sasha Banks was definitely getting her ass whooped that whole match, but she was able to basically reverse one of Nia Jax's wrestling holds and to basically reverse it into like a small package roll-up pin and get the 1, 2, 3. And I thought she was definitely gonna lose, but she surprised me, and Sasha Banks ends up winning. Next, we had Cesaro versus Jinder Mahal, a match that definitely wasn't marketed. It was basically out at the last minute. I didn't realize there was a lot of matches that looked like they was missing on the card, so they came out with this. This match is basically filler, and they decided to do this match at the last minute. Jinder Mahal went up against Cesaro. Cesaro had defeated him. The match wasn't really nothing to really be talking about. It was very, very forgetful. It wasn't a bad match though, but nothing really to be bragging about. Jinder Mahal loses, Cesaro wins. Next, on to the next filler match, which was, of course, Rusev versus the Big Show. Big Show comes out there and he goes up against Rusev and he gives him like 3 choke slams, and then he gives him his knockout punch. It wasn't a squash match, it was a hard fought match, but I'm just basically going through it because it was just a filler match that really wasn't even worth talking about. Next match was Neville versus Jack Gallagher. Now, this is a match that is worth talking about. It was for, of course, the Cruiserweight Championship. Pretty damn good match. I haven't seen really too much of Jack Gallagher because I don't really watch NXT like that. But when I've seen Jack Gallagher, oh, he definitely is a pretty damn talented wrestler. This is probably arguably the best wrestling match of the night, at least in my opinion. You know, Jack Gallagher was doing these headbutts, and these headbutts actually look like they hurt. And you can literally hear the impact. So that impact, if they're actually real headbutts, they definitely sound like they hurt. And you know, I will say this about Jack Gallagher. To me, his in-ring gear just looks weird because he's not wearing elbow pads, he's not wearing knee pads, he's just wearing the tights, the real short tights. To me, he look like he's just naked. It look like to me like he's just wearing underwear, like really tight underwear. But of course, at the end of the day, the winner of this match, Neville. So, Neville defends his title. I believe that is probably the right choice to still be the champion. In my opinion, Neville is your guy for the Cruiserweight champion, for the Cruiserweight division. Next, we have Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Now, this match wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it was definitely pretty damn entertaining. These guys put on a pretty damn entertaining match. There was a point during the match where Roman Reigns gets put through the announcer's table. And then all of a sudden the fans start chanting, like, this is awesome at some point. Oh, was they chanting holy shit? I know either one. But you know, they made chants like that. They were definitely booing the hell out of Roman Reigns, definitely. Luke Gallows, oh damn, not Luke Gallows, excuse me, Braun Strowman went to the top rope, which is something I haven't seen him done so far. And he tried to do the frog splash on Roman Reigns, but he had to pay for that in the end because he missed. And Roman Reigns, you know, he does a couple of Superman punches, like I think he did at least 3 of them. Then he hits him with the spear and he gets the 1, 2, 3 win. Of course, Roman Reigns had to win. But Roman Reigns, no, I thought The Undertaker at some point was going to come out during this match, but that didn't happen. I thought he was either going to come during the match or after the match because, you know, they're trying to set up eventually The Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. But I guess we're going to have to wait on that. Next match, Bayley versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Raw Championship. This match was interfered by Sasha Banks. It was a pretty damn good match, but Sasha Banks, she comes in, she interferes during the match, and I'm sitting here thinking that, okay, maybe she's going to betray Bayley. But no, that didn't happen. She helped Bayley get the victory. And, you know, there was a point where Charlotte tried to grab the tights, and she was yelling at the ref that, hey, she's grabbing the tights, and that's basically what helped Bayley to eventually get the win. So she won with the help of Sasha Banks. So I'm guessing that their feud might continue because, you know, WrestleMania is next, and Charlotte Flair is definitely like the biggest women wrestler in the WWE. I don't know if they're going to do a triple threat or what, but Bayley wins, so we just got to see what happens from here. And also, you know, that pay-per-view streak that Charlotte Flair was on is completely broken. I can't remember how many pay-per-view matches it was exactly. I just know it was a lot, but that's over with. Like, that streak is over. Goldberg versus Kevin Owens, the rematch. This is the rematch here, and this is where probably a whole lot of controversy is going to be said, you know, with us internet wrestling fans. It's like this. Before the match started, Kevin Owens, you know, he's hopping in and out of the ring and basically just playing mind games with him, like he's pretending like he's going to get in, but the reality is he's rolling right out of the ring. But at some point, he does eventually get in the ring. He was outside of the ring for about maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. But the bell never rung until he said, ring the bell. Kevin Owens, that is. So when Kevin Owens says, ring the bell rings, and all of a sudden, Chris Jericho music hits, and he gets distracted. And what happens when he gets distracted? He gets hit with the spear. And then he gets hit with the jackhammer. And then 1, 2, 3, we got a new Universal World Champion. And Bill Goldberg. I know a lot of people are probably going to hate that. Some people are probably going to be okay with it. I'm okay with it. And I kind of figured that was going to happen. Like, I had this feeling that was going to happen. So it looks like we got Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg for the Universal title. So that's all I got to report. The pay-per-view definitely wasn't great. I don't think it completely sucked, but it definitely wasn't great. It was just like a barely okay pay-per-view. But then again, some people probably would say that means that it sucked. Do I recommend it? Not if you got to pay for it. No, I definitely do not. Since it's free, I would definitely say, yeah, I recommend it. Watch it. So this is Warzone Jones. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. I'm out. Deuce.